Hello everybody, SlimKirby here, and welcome to my next playthrough. We are returning to the Mario Party series. That's right, we have another SlimKirby Mario Party playthrough. And this time we're taking a look at Mario Party, the Top 100. For those who are unaware of this game, what exactly is the Top 100? Well, this game was released in 2017 for the Nintendo 3DS. And the basic concept of this is, let's take 100 classic minigames from the first 10 Mario Party games and put them in a bit of a compilation game. And that's what the Top 100 is basically just that compilation. Now here's the unfortunate thing. The Top 100 just applies to the minigames themselves. It doesn't really take into consideration the other half of Mario Party, the board gameplay. In fact, there's not really any sort of board gameplay in this game. There is one mode that's kind of a, board game, but aside from that, the main focus of this game is just on the minigames. And if I'm going to be honest, this is probably going to be the shortest Mario Party playthrough on this channel because of that. But I did want to cover this game. In fact, I think it would be kind of interesting to play this game so we could at least take a look at all of the minigames that were included in this compilation and kind of see how they were improved, how they were adapted for the 3DS, and just, talk about the choices in general and why they picked those minigames. Now, the interesting thing is, I haven't actually played a whole lot of this game. In fact, the first time I played this game was actually a few weeks ago in preparation for this playthrough. So I don't have a lot of knowledge about all the inner workings, but when this game was first announced, here's a little bit of a fun fact. It was actually me and my good friend Pixel Plume. He and I basically took apart the first trailer of this game, and we determined a lot of the minigames that were going to be in this game. I forget the exact percentage, but it was at least around 75% of them, I want to say. So we did a lot of work in determining what these minigames were going to be. And in fact, we actually made a list that we posted on Twitter, and even Game Explain used that list in one of their videos talking about this game before it came out. So it was kind of cool. So kudos to me and Pixel for doing as much work as we did in trying to, I guess, not necessarily data mine, but, data mine the trailer of the Mario Party Top 100. But it was a lot of fun, though. It was a lot of fun working on that, and I'm finally going to be playing this game for you guys. Let's go ahead and get things started here. So, first up, you have the file select screen. I know I already have a file created already, but I'm actually going to start a new file. I'll probably go back to this file, though, when I get done with the main mode of gameplay. I just kind of want to just start from the beginning and just kind of do things in my own way here. As far as name, I know I have a SlimKirby name already, but I'll just name it, no. Slim. My gosh, I am not good with using the keyboard on the 3DS whenever it brings that up. Probably would help if I actually used a stylus for that, but I'm dumb and forget to do that. So yeah, these are all the basically the game modes that we have here. We have 100 minigames. This is basically where you can go and play all the minigames in this game. Although if you couldn't tell from the file select screen, we actually don't have all the minigames yet. You actually have to unlock a lot of them through the, I guess, quote-unquote, the single-player mode of the game, which is Minigame Island. Now, don't get too excited. This is not, it is like the Minigame Island back in Mario Party 1 and like the Minigame Coaster as well. But it doesn't have the same colorful, environments that the Mario Party 1 version had. It's literally just like a straightforward line as you go through all the minigames. But we'll be spending the first couple of videos here as we're going through the game and unlocking all the minigames. Then you have Minigame Match, which is pretty much the only board gameplay mode in this game. And it does actually have kind of the star gimmick that is most well known from Mario Party. If I had to compare this to anything too, it's very similar to the balloon battle mode, or whatever it's called, in Mario Party Star Rush. So it's very similar to that, but we will definitely be checking this out later as well. You have championship battles, which is just a, you know, a straight-up competition. First to this many wins will win the game. You have the minigame decathlon, which is kind of a fan-favorite mode from past Mario Party games. And you have just a collection room where you can take a look at all the extras. So as you can see, there's not really a whole lot of content here. Honestly, this will probably be around, like, you know, somewhere in the 10 to 15 video range, if even that. But we'll make do with it. We'll make do with it. I did want to cover this game regardless of the fact that it doesn't have a lot of content. I think it is worth covering, and I think it'll be interesting to kind of relive some of our favorite minigames and even some of our least favorite minigames. The most notorious games, I guess you could say. So let's go ahead and get started with the Minigame Island. We're going to start well, obviously we have no choice. This is a new file. And we also get to select our character here. Let's go with a classic Mario and Yoshi team up here. I mean, you know, these two, they've been on adventures together for a very long time, dating back to Super Mario World. I think it makes sense that they'd be together on this adventure. And yeah, let's get going. Test your minigame skills on your way to the goal. So here it is, Minigame Island. And as you can see, it's literally just a straightforward path. So not really a whole lot to talk about here. Welcome to Minigame Island, home of all your favorite minigames. Put your skills to the test and play through the minigames. Well then, let's get started. First, head over to this pipe. Okay, so much like in Minigame Island, you just basically make your way through the game, and you'll get a minigame at each of these squares. Now, I don't think we'll actually play all 100 minigames. I think there are some games that are like only playable like in the 100 minigames mode, but I'll get into that a bit later, with what those games in particular are. So here, the first game we have is Loggerheads. Loggerheads is kind of a log cutting game that first appeared in Mario Party 9. It is a, I believe it's just a 4-player minigame. So let's go ahead and get this started here. These are our rival players. They're going to be on normal mode, so they shouldn't be too hard to beat. So the controls for this is you just press A to swing the axe, and you hold B to take cover when it's a bomb. You can also press B on this screen to practice if you need to. The one thing I am going to say, though, is in order to clear this game, all you have to do is not get in last place. As long as you manage to finish above last place, you'll at least be able to move on. But there is a bigger reward for basically getting first place, and I'll talk about that in a little bit.
Go time. Start.
Take that, Waluigi. You're not supposed to slash at a bomb. It's really your own fault. And oh my god, he almost did it again. But yeah, overall, I do think this was a nice inclusion. It's not a bad game by any means. It kind of tests your reflexes a little bit. But there is one problem I have with it, with this game in particular being included, and I'll talk about that a bit later. So yeah, whenever you clear a minigame, you collect some coins, and if you get 100 coins, you'll actually get an extra life. So yeah, it does kind of have the life system of the original Minigame Island, which is kind of but it's not too bad, honestly. Again, because you can not lose a life by just clearing the game, even if you don't get first in a lot of cases. You shouldn't honestly be in danger of running out of lives, but it is something you should probably still keep in mind just in case. And as you can see, we got 3 mini stars for our first place finish. Earn lots of mini stars, and there's a reward in it for you. So yeah, basically, for 4-player minigames, if you get first place, you get 3 stars. Second place, you get 2. Third place, you get 1. And obviously, if you get last place, not only will you get 0, but you'll also lose a life as well. So next up we have Roll Call. Roll Call first appeared in Mario Party 2, and it's a pretty fun minigame. Let's go ahead and see what we can do in this game. So we have to count all of the bob-ombs, or count the unexploded bob-ombs anyway. So you just press the A button to add 1 to your counter, and you press the B button to subtract 1 to your counter. So let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. I counted 24, but I'm obviously going to count again because I may have miscounted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I definitely miscounted there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 22. I'm going to leave it at 22. I feel like I'm at least going to be closer, even if I'm don't have the right number. Because, I mean, some people said 29, which I don't think there's 29. Okay, unfortunately, I did miscount, but again, I was the closest to it, so it didn't matter. So yeah, Roll Call, I think that was a great game to bring back. It is probably not one of my all-time favorites in Mario Party 2, but it is a fun game and it is pretty unique, so I am definitely glad they included it. So definitely a good inclusion from Mario Party 2. So sometimes as you're going through the board, you'll get these little coin blocks that'll basically give you some extra coins. I'm going to see if I can maybe get a 50. Oh, I got a 30. That's the second best result you can get from that. Okay, so next up we have Peak Precision. This is another game from Mario Party 9. And I do think this is a good inclusion from Mario Party 9. So for this game, you quickly press the buttons on the wall and climb to the very top. And you just press whatever buttons are on the, basically the cliffs you're grabbing onto.
3, 2, 1, go!
A, B, A, B, A, B, Y, B, Y, A, X, B, Z, X, Y, X, Y, X, A, X, Y. So yeah, that was pretty fast. I beat, like, Luigi by, like, around 5 seconds, so... yeah, overall, it's a pretty simple game, but I think it is a memorable game from Mario Party 9. That is one I definitely remember from, you know, playing that when I played it the first time, so... I'd say that was definitely a good inclusion for that. Okay, so here we have Monty's Revenge from, I believe, Mario Party 7? I actually have it up right here, so I'm going to actually make sure. Yeah, Mario Party 7. This is a game that I honestly wasn't too fond of in the original Mario Party 7, just due to... I don't really want to say it's luck-based, it's just depending on how the AI works and how the moles work in this one, it can be a little frustrating. But in the case of Minigame Island, obviously we don't have to win it necessarily, just not get in last place. So keep poking your head out without letting a Monty Mole hit you. So you just move around with the control stick, and then you press the A button to poke your head out of a hole. And that's basically all you do. So for this, I just like to try to stay away from the moles as much as possible. And sometimes you can get lucky with maybe the moles going after everybody but you. But again, that's why I say it's kind of luck-based here. And yeah, looks like I did a pretty good job there. Had my head poked out for 11.9 seconds, which is pretty neat. But as far as that game's concerned, I do think it was an okay inclusion. Like, I don't mind playing it, but it's definitely not one of my favorites from Mario Party 7. There's a lot of other games I would have probably much rather seen, in my own personal opinion. Okay, so next up we have Leaf Leap, which I believe is Mario Party 5. Yep, that is correct. So we'll go ahead and do this one. I miss that it doesn't have, like, that weird wow sound when, like, the vine starts growing. So for this one, climb the beanstalk by jumping onto the leaves. So you just move the control stick left or right based on where you're jumping to, and then you press the A button to jump. So very simple game.
2, 1, go!
Even though this one is very simple and there are other games like this I would probably rather include, I do think this is a fine inclusion. It is a game that I do remember quite fondly, mainly due to that sound effect that I mentioned earlier. But yeah, it's an okay game. Not a super incredibly complex one, but it is one that comes to mind. And I feel like it's the only game that's kind of like this that appears in this particular game. They could have also brought What Goes Up from Mario Party 6. They could have also brought Awful Tower from Mario Party 3. So there definitely are a couple of different games they could have put in. But I'm not disappointed with this game's inclusion personally. Okay, so we're doing pretty good so far. We're up to 15 mini stars. Now keep in mind, there are 300 mini stars in this mode, so we still have a long way to go. But at least we're doing good so far in terms of what we've gotten. Haven't had to redo any games. Okay, so let's actually get a little notorious here. Here we have Mecha Marathon from Mario Party 2, and yes, it is the exact same Mecha Marathon that gave me a lot of grief in Mario Party 2. I think I ranked this as one of my least favorite games in Mario Party 2. And I honestly feel like this game, much like another game we'll be seeing a little bit later in the playthrough, this is a game that I feel like was brought back just because of how notorious it is. I'm honestly not fond of this game coming back, but in terms of notoriety, I can understand why it was. Because it is a game that everyone remembers. It's just not for pleasant reasons, and not for reasons that I would say it's a top 100 minigame. Not by any stretch. Okay, so wind up as fast as you can, so your Mecha Fly is the farthest. They could call it like a Mecha Fly Guy or something, not just a Mecha, but whatever. I know, kind of grasping at small, tiny hairs right there. Okay, so let's see if we can do this. So for this game, you have to mash both A and B at the same time, and that's honestly where this gets to be kind of difficult.
3,
because
1, go!
it's kind of uncomfortable to try to press two buttons at once, especially in a button masher where you're trying to mash faster than everyone else. Also, I gotta say, one of the things that I wasn't really that impressed with is honestly just the general visuals and animation of this game. Because honestly, just watching this game on the N64, the movement looks so much better from the Fly Guys. Here it just looks like they're just stuttering while they're moving, and while the other ones it looks like they kind of just weave up and down, but they do so in a very fluid motion, so I think they could have probably spent a little more time on the visuals to at least make the game look a bit cleaner. There are honestly some games that I think just do not look as good here as they do in their original versions, but that's just my own personal and honest opinion. Okay, so next up we have Goomba Bowling, which, before we get started with this game, as you can see, there is actually an Amiibo button that we can press now, and there's a little Goomba jumping up and down. I don't think I have a Goomba Amiibo. I don't think it matters, though, but I'm going to go ahead and press the Amiibo button anyway, and see if there is anything I can do with this. You can get coins by tapping one of the supported Amiibo. Once you tap an Amiibo, you must wait a day to use it again. So, if you have an Amiibo, you can use it. I'm going to go ahead and very quickly cut, just so I can grab an Amiibo and use it. But, you basically just get coins for this. So, it's nothing you have to do to beat or complete the game. It's just a nice little bonus you can get if you do happen to have a Mario Amiibo of some kind. So yeah, give me a second, guys. Okay, I'm sorry that took a bit. My Amiibo were actually more buried than I thought they were. But I did get them out. I'm going to go ahead and use my Toad Amiibo here. And we get some bonus coins. Only 10 coins, though. Come on, you could have done more than that. I wonder if maybe you would have gotten like extra coins if like you had the Goomba amiibo or something, but I don't know for sure. Anyway, let's go ahead and move on. Next up we have Goomba Bowling. I believe this game was in Mario Party 9. Actually having a lot of games from Mario Party 9, it seems like. Actually, wait, no. No, yeah, it was Mario Party 9. I kept thinking it's either 8 or 9, because as you can see, the Wii console is on there. But I remember that Mario Party 8 also had a bowling game, too. It was just, it was like actual bowling. It wasn't like Goomba bowling. So yeah, let's go ahead and get this started. Now, I'll be honest, I'm not a huge fan of Goomba bowling. Personally, I'm just not a fan of this. I'd rather do like actual bowling. But that's just me. Okay, so let's see. That was really bad. Yeah, this is why I'm not a fan of this version of bowling, if I'm being honest. It's just, I don't know, it's hard to aim properly, and I'm just not good at it. And like, if you mess up like your first, like your shot, like from the get-go, like you're not gonna get very many Goombas. So that's what just makes it kind of difficult. So I'm probably going to end up losing this as a result. So yeah, that was a pretty bad run. I'm not gonna lie. So I am gonna lose a life for that, but you do actually get to proceed, even if you lose. Which I know, it's a little weird because it's like, oh wow, so there's like no punishment for losing, but to be honest, I've never run out of lives. I don't think it's like, it's kind of like hard to run out of lives just because, again, like, you can only lose a life if you get like dead last. But still, it's just the fact that they exist, I think, is kind of weird. But I don't know. Anyway, I am going to try this again, though, really quick. Just because I know I can do better. I just have to kind of get a feel for it. There's almost a little bit of, like, you kind of need to, like, kind of the Space Invaders, like, mindset, where, like, you don't want to aim where they are, you want to aim where they're going to be. And, like, it's like, that was pretty good. I got 10. I mean, that's more than what first place in the last attempt was, but we still have to see if, like, I can win, because I could still get kind of lucky there. Okay, so Rosalina got 8 that time. Let's see how Daisy does. I got kind of worried about Daisy right there, but thankfully she didn't get any at the very end, so... I mean, at the very least, I'm gonna get mini stars for this. It all depends on Wario's shot, on whether or not I get first or not, though. Okay, I got first. So we got our 3 mini stars after all. We did lose a life in the process, but it is what it is. Like I said before, I'm not a huge fan of Goomba Bowling. I don't think it's a bad game necessarily. It's just not one that I'm particularly fond of. Okay, so here we have Speeding Bullets. I believe Speeding Bullets is another Mario Party 9 game. Man, they really have brought in a lot of games from Mario Party 9. And it's actually interesting, because when you look at, like, the games from Mario Party 8 and Mario Party 9, kind of the Wii era of Mario Party, there's only 3 in Mario Party 8, and there's, like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, there's 10 in Mario Party 9, so, like, Mario Party 9 has, like, more than 300% more than Mario Party 8, which is kind of weird. But yeah, let's go ahead and do Speeding Bullets. So for this game, we have to tilt the system left and right, dodge the obstacles, and a race for the goal. So it's for this game, like from what I remember, like I didn't necessarily hate this game, but it is definitely difficult, and the difficulty I think will largely depend on how you feel about motion controls, especially when you go from tilting the system or going from like, you know, using like the Wii's motion controls in Mario Party 9 versus tilting the system in this game, which I feel like it definitely feels a bit different. So yeah, a large part of how you feel about this game I think will be mostly dependent on that. I think I'm doing okay. I hit a piranha plant though. I mean, it looks like I'm in first place right now. Oh, that was the ending. Okay. Well, I did win. Which is good. Motion controls, I think, are just very kind of tricky to begin with in terms of how you deal with them. And honestly, like, I never remember the motion controls being, like, really that bad in, like, Mario Party 8 and 9. I know Mario Party 8, like, some of the motion controls were kind of, like, shoehorned in to, like, a very, like, oh, let's just, like, waggle the Wii remote back and forth for a lot of these games. But Mario Party 9, I think they did a really good job of implementing a lot of very unique and different motion controls that honestly felt pretty well for the most part. So yeah, that's kind of my main feeling about that. Okay, so we made it to the end of this first part of the world, and looks like we have Donkey Kong here to give us a bit of a dueling of sorts. Donkey Kong is here to challenge you. Best of luck! So he's going to challenge us in the game Vine Country, which Vine Country was a DK minigame in Mario Party 7. So yeah, they even went to like some of the special DK and Bowser minigames as well, which is kind of interesting. This is honestly not my favorite DK game, but I will say that my favorite DK game did make the cut. But we'll obviously be talking about that a bit later. So for this one, climb the vine and reach the goal before Donkey Kong. So you just kind of mash the A button and then press left and right to dodge the projectiles as you climb up. So nothing really that difficult. I'm glad they have this as opposed to Flip the Chimp from Mario Party 8. They definitely included a better variation of vine or rope climbing in this game. But yeah, this game's alright. I don't really have a whole lot to say about it. It's a pretty quick game. I feel like it should be a bit longer, but I'm not going to complain too much. And for this, we get 4 mini-stars. And it's basically like, there's only 2 people, so it's either you win or you lose. So you get all or nothing. I don't know why they offered that many extra mini-stars, but whatever. Mario, that was incredible. So, that's actually going to do it for this first world, and I think I am going to actually end the video here. Since a lot of this video was introduction, I'll probably be able to get through a bit more in the next video, so I might not just do one world, I might do like, you know, about a world and a half or something. But yeah, that's basically the start of Mario Party, the Top 100. I hope you guys enjoy this playthrough. Like I said, it's going to be a much shorter playthrough than a lot of the other Mario Party games I've done, and I think it'll be kind of different too, because there's going to be a lot of analyzing and talking about some of the games that they included in this compilation. So should be a lot of fun. I know people have been wanting this for a while. If not for this game, then just so I could get this game over with so I can move on to Super Mario Party, the last and most recent Mario Party game. But I still think it'll be an interesting ride, because you guys know how I feel about Mario Party, and Mario Party is always a blast in some way. So, yeah, that's going to be it. I will see you guys next time. Later, folks.